Just a month ago, $1 was selling at around 13 cedis 50 pesos. Today, that same dollar goes for about 11 cedis 96 pesos. A serious comeback in just a few weeks. For most Ghanaians, these aren't just numbers. It affects food prices, transport fares, and business operations across the country. And everyone is asking, why is suddenly giving the Cedi all this power? Well, part of the answer lies in something golden, literally. Meet GoldBod. The Ghana GoldBod, a new institution with a simple but powerful idea. Instead of just exporting raw gold, why not use it to strengthen the cedi and build our foreign reserves? And it's working. Back in January 2025, Ghana Central Bank held about 30.5 tons of gold. By September, that number jumped to 37 tons of gold, a solid 21% increase in less than a year. To put that in perspective, in 2023, Ghana held only 8.7 tons of gold reserves. That's how far we've come. According to the GoldBod CEO, Sami, the goal is to make Ghana's gold industry more transparent, sustainable, and valuable. They are focusing on responsible sourcing, traceability, and adding more value locally, instead of sending all the gold out raw. So how exactly does gold make the cedi rise? Think of it this way. When Ghana buys and holds more gold, it increases our foreign exchange reserves. That means the country has more dollar and access to stabilize the currency whenever it comes under pressure. In its first full month of operations, GoldBod generated around $1.17 billion from gold exports alone. Now, it's projecting to pull in over $6 billion annually, and that is huge.
And we want to talk about the GoldBod and all matters arising. Sammy, let's get to it. I mean, after about 6 months of your operation, we started to hear the numbers, the results, and the effect that it was having on the stabilization of our cedi, and by extension, on our economy. I mean, are these numbers real? The hike from 2 million a year to 2 billion a year to about 6 billion in half a year.
Yeah.
How exactly did the GoldBod achieve this?
Thank you very much, my brother. You see, the GoldBod, I've always said, is a product of foresight. Is a product of vision, you know. In opposition is a conversation that His Excellency President Mahama always had with some of us, because he could not understand why as a country we were so blessed with gold. And gold is always the surest way of, you know, getting FX to support one's economy. And yet we're always struggling with our reserves. We always had to resort to the Eurobond markets to borrow to shore up our FX reserves, especially when the cocoa syndicated loan was no longer forthcoming. And so every now and then the cedi had to depreciate at a very alarming rate. And once that happened, it impacted negatively on inflation and living conditions in the country. And so he began to share with us how we can change that narrative, how we can assert our national sovereignty over our mineral wealth as a people, and use that mineral wealth to generate the much needed forex for the needed FS liquidity for the market, and also to shore up our reserves, because that is fundamental to the economic transformation of every country.
On top of that, the Bank of Ghana injected $1.5 billion into the forex market this October, giving the cedi more muscles. Now, not everyone is happy about this. Institutions like the IMF and World Bank aren't too happy about countries building alternative gold-backed systems and central banks supporting its forex markets. But here's the exciting part. At the recent IMF World Bank meetings in Washington, finance ministers from 5 African countries, including Liberia, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, and Sudan, praised Ghana's GoldBod model as a benchmark for resource-led growth. And even Sierra Leone's finance minister is exploring how to adapt the same framework back home. This isn't just about numbers on a chart. A stronger cedi means cheaper imports, lower fuel costs, and more stability for Ghanaian families and businesses. It also tells investors that Ghana is serious about economic discipline and long-term reforms. And there is another win. All these measures have helped Ghana achieve single-digit inflation for the first time in years. According to former Information Minister Honorable Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah, that's no coincidence. It's a direct result of smart resource management and tighter monetary control.
Inflation is the measure of the rate at which prices are going up. So when they say inflation has come down to 9.4%, they mean that from last year September to this year September, the rate at which prices were going up has slowed down to 9.4%. That's what it means. If you remember, at the end of 2024, Deloitte forecasts that this year, 2025, if you follow the program that the NPP government was using to bring inflation down, average inflation should be about 11% this year. So this 9.4, if you adjust for the average from the beginning of the year till now, I think it's about 17% average so far. In 2018 and 2019, during the NPP era, we brought inflation down to 7.8 and 7.1. So that's a context within which this current 9.4%, which brings it to an average of about 17% for the year, that's a context within which you should look at it.
What are some of the factors that contribute to
inflation going down?
Yes.
So usually, so there's demand and then there's supply side. So usually the government can do some things to ensure that whatever is causing the increases in price is controlled. Where the government is not able to do that, the Bank of Ghana will come in to suck some money out of the economy using various methods. Once too many people don't have so much money, then they won't demand too many things, which can sometimes make the prices go down. So in this particular instance, there are about 3 reasons. Number one is that, the currency is appreciated. The government has taken a lot of money from our reserves. Last time we spoke, I told you about 4 billion plus. They've dumped it on the market to try and suppress the currency. So it's allowed the currency to appreciate. And because of that, the prices of imported items have, in some cases, come down or stabilized or are not rising that quickly. So imported inflation is tamed. That's one of the main reasons. The second reason is that also on the imported side, as the global platforms, JP Morgan and the rest are reporting, the global inflation itself is also tamed a bit. So the rate at which prices were rising on the world stage following the different crises is also tamed. And then I think the last one is that the Bank of Ghana has sucked a lot of money from the local economy, about 60 billion. You remember the last time when we spoke in the conference room, I was explaining to you that they've sucked about 60 billion from the economy. And so it reduces how much money people have to demand. And that has a way of also slowing down the rate at which prices are going up.
So the cedi's rise is a proof that smart resource management can make a rare difference. GoldBod has turned Ghana's natural wealth into economic strength, and other African nations are already taking notes. If Ghana stays on this path, we could be entering a new era of stability and prosperity, built on gold, discipline, and innovation. So in short, Ghana is no longer exporting gold and importing poverty. We are exporting value and importing confidence. This is Ghana's golden comeback, and it's only just begun. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the rare forces shaping Ghana's economy. Thanks very much for watching. My name is Sheriff Haruna, and this is AS1 Report. Have a joyful life and see you in the next one. Macrao.